Got it. Got it. So by the way, this class will be recorded on the YouTube. So if you understand, the class will be recorded. So that you can do the revision if you want, and if you miss any class or due to the technical issues, if you do so still you have got the opportunity to go back and just watch from YouTube. So that's why I'll stream on YouTube as well, and this is the disclaimer as well, so we are recording this now. I have seen a lot of people, they are saying they have got lots of drink. Okay. And a lot of people, they would like to study in the different places, and some of them say they'd like to be a teacher. Okay, I got it, I understand. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for joining this life-changing class. It's gonna change your life if you're really committed, right? So just I'd like to ask you, how many of you are really committed that you're gonna join this class today, and you're gonna do the homework, and you're gonna listen to me, you're gonna follow my instruction, and your life will be changed? So type in the chat box committed 100% if you're really committed. So I can see almost 100 people join this course, and I'd like to see how many of you are really committed. Type in the chat box, please, if you are really committed. Okay. Okay, I can see a lot of comments. They are committed. Okay. Okay, 100% committed. Okay, got it. So what I'm gonna do, I'll share my screen, and I'll share my screen so that you can understand. So here you go, right? Okay. 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 So I'm so sorry, I can see still 11 people. They are waiting in the waiting room. So Nafisa, can you please give the link to them, especially in different WhatsApp and Facebook group and Hassle Free Education page as well, so that they don't miss this class. Still, they can watch from YouTube, right? So this is the 6 days challenge, and so your instructor would be me, Hassan Habib. So that's the thing I wanted to share. So the first of all, the question is who we are. So if you don't understand, if you don't know us, so how are we going to recognize who we are, right? So we are the #1 UK-based student consultancy firm, and we help students to study at UK universities. And also we have added Canada and US as well. And we have got offices in different places. It's London, Birmingham, Manchester, Montreal, Lahore, Dhaka, and India as well. So I'm not sure where are you watching from. So can you please type in the chat box, where are you watching from? If you are from Bangladesh, please type in the chat box Bangladesh. If you are from India, please type in the chat box India. If you're from Pakistan, type in the chat box Pakistan. And if you are a local, I mean from UK, please mention the city like London, Birmingham, and Manchester, right? Okay. Okay, I can see a lot of people are saying from Bangladesh. Okay, Pakistan, Karachi. Mohammed Awan said Pakistan. Rajiv said Bangladesh. Mo said Palestine. Wow. Mumbai, India. Just type in the chat box. I'm really curious, and I'd like to connect it to you. Where are you watching from? Okay. 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 Sylhet, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So now I'd like to introduce the tech. So this is called Zoom software. And as you know how to chat in the chat box. So if you have got any questions, all you can do, you can chat here. When I ask you to comment, you can comment in chat box. And this is how you need to utilize this software, right? So here you go. Okay. So now, what will you get out of this 6 days challenge, right? So this from the 6 days challenge, of course, you will get a speaking community group. So the community group name is IELTS and Study in the UK. So who has joined to our Facebook group IELTS and Study in the UK? I'll share with you why it's so important to join in IELTS and Study in the UK. So type in the chat box FB. I'd like to see if you have joined to the IELTS and Study in the UK. Please type in the chat box joined FB. I'd like to see. Okay, so if you haven't joined yet, I would definitely recommend you you should join. you should join, right? So why this group is so important? So every class, at the end of the class, I'm going to give you some sort of homework, and you got to do it, and you got to submit to the Facebook group. It's called IELTS and Study in the UK, US, and Canada. So once you join there, one of our team will approve you, and you will be inside the like-minded community. So let's say if you have got some sort of a struggling to speak, and if you find someone else to speak, and probably they will start laughing at you if you make a lot of mistakes. But this is the like-minded group. So if you make a lot of mistakes, I encourage you to make mistakes, right? So if you make mistakes, and at the end of this 6-day challenge, you will see you are not making any mistakes. So I would definitely recommend you to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, how are you going to learn? So never mind, make a lot of mistakes, as many as you can. And at the end of the 6-day challenge, you will find that you are not making any mistakes, right? And I'm going to give you the opportunity to have a class with a British teacher. His name is Steve. So just, I'm really curious, how many of you would like to join a class with British IELTS instructor Steve? Type in the chat box, Steve. So can you please type in the chat box, Steve? So if you'd like to join a class with British IELTS instructor Steve Trelegan, type in the chat box, Steve. Okay, thank you. Thanks for commenting. And this is called communication, right? So if I ask you, you should answer me. And this is how, that means you understand me and I see your comment as well. Okay, the last thing is we're gonna have opportunity to work with us as well. So if you'd like to work in future, and if you have got the right skill, right capability, of course, we're gonna hire you. So that's the thing I wanted to share with you. So now the question is, why are we doing this for completely free, right? As Nafisa mentioned, we have trained up, our mission is to train up 1,200 people in 2021. And today you have joined 100 people, right? This is how in 12 months, we're gonna help 1,200 people to speak fluently. That's our mission, right? And whom we are looking for students, especially who'd like to study in the UK, US, or Canada. And you need IELTS. You need to improve your basic English, and then you're gonna jump into IELTS course, and this is how you're gonna get a good score, and you're gonna study in UK, US, or Canada, right? So I'm really curious, which country you'd like to study? Type in the chat box. Or if you don't like to study in abroad, so type in the chat box, why have you joined to this program? So it might be to get a better job, it might be to join BCS or government job, whatever it is. Type in the chat box, why have you joined to this program? Okay, so a lot of people, oh my God. So all of you are saying you'd like to study abroad, Germany, UK, Canada. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Also, we're gonna help the job seekers. Probably you have completed your graduation or master's, you haven't found your job yet. So if you develop your skill English, that's gonna help you a lot to find a job. That's why job seekers and entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur means business people. So who would like to, let's say you know how to make a website. So if you sell your website in Bangladesh, India, or Pakistan, probably you might get 10,000 to 20,000 taka or rupee, right? But if you can communicate with outside of the boundary, I mean outside of your country, like outside of Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan, and if you can communicate with the British people or American or Canadian people, you can charge them like 1 lakh. So this is how you should sell your skills in a maximum price. So that's why entrepreneurs, freelancers, this is the course for you as well, right? So that's how we are helping a lot of people. So now I'm really curious, because without your help, we cannot get 1,200 people every year, right? So who will recommend us to get some students who are interested in doing this course for free? So if you'd like to recommend us, please type in the chat box, I will recommend. I'd like to see how many of you would like to help us to get 1,200 people around the world to speak fluently, so that they can fulfill their dream. So type in the chat box, I will recommend. I'd like to see, I'm really curious. So now I'm going to share with you how will you recommend. So all you got to do, you need to invite some people in the Facebook group, right? Just you can tag them, you can invite them through the link. So I would like to request Nafisa, can you please just send the link to the chat box so that they can find it to join the group. Also, you got it in on your WhatsApp group as well, and you can just copy it and paste to your friends, and they can join to this group and they can learn from you. And another thing I wanted to share with you is this is very, very important, right? So if you haven't got your friend with you, it's going to be really difficult to speak or to practice with someone else. So that's why I would recommend you invite your best friend home you can practice with. So can you please type in the chat box, who is your best friend you think you can practice with them? So type in the chat box, who is your best friend? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see your best friend name. Okay. So it's a Shubo, Aisha. Okay, excellent. So all you got to do, you need to invite or you need to convince one of your best friend to practice. And if you don't have friends, that's fine as well. So all you got to do, once you, submit your homework to the like-minded people Facebook group, IELTS and study in the UK, US, and Canada. In that case, I would recommend you watch at least 5 videos from your mates, classmates, right? And you can approach to them, hey, I have watched your video and I don't have any speaking partner. Can I practice with you? Don't give a post like, I need a speaking partner, and then you see 10 people commented and you never ever, speak to someone else. So all I recommend you, give a personal message, not on WhatsApp group, on Facebook group once you submit. And the condition is you got to submit as well your homework. So once you see someone is speaking good, so just approach to them that I'd like to practice it to probably 30 minutes every day, and you can practice on Messenger or WhatsApp group. Whatever you learn from this course, you can practice. So if you really understood what I just said, please type in the chat box understood. Okay, so okay, Farooq Khan said understood. Type in the chat box understood. Okay, Kandakar said understood. Okay, excellent, excellent. That means you understood. Now, as I mentioned, 3 conditions to speak English fluently. Number 1 is invite your best friend to practice with you. Number 2 is 5-6 days attendance. And number 3 is submit your homework regularly, right? So how many conditions you need to follow? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see if you really understood me. How many conditions? Type in the chat box, please. Okay, that means 3 conditions. I repeat, you need to invite your best friend to practice with you. You need to attend 6 days attendance class, and you need to submit your homework. So if you miss any of them, you will be struggling to get your fluency. And the last question I'm going to ask you, right? So who would like to be a fluent speaker? Type in the chat box fluent. Who want to be a fluent speaker? Type in the chat box fluent. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So I can see a lot of comments. They would like to be a fluent. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to share it a gift. The gift is we're going to give you certificate, right? So the condition is to claim this gift to your certificate, you got to attend 6 days. So you got to attend 6 days and you need to submit your homeworks. Once you do that, we will give you certificates, right? So who would like to get certificate at the end of this course? Please type in the chat box certificate. Just I'm really curious. Who would like to get certificate? Please type in the chat box certificate. So the condition, only 2 conditions you got to follow. Number 1, you need to attend 6 days class and you need to submit your homework. So once you do that, at the end of the class, we're going to give you an email address to send an email, and you're going to write down, hey, my name is Hassan Habib. I have attended all the classes and I have submitted all my homework. And can I please get my certificate? My full name is MD Hassan Habib. So once I receive your email, we're going to check in the Facebook group. And once you see, there is a tricky thing, you'll understand as well. So once we get your email and we search it by your name, and it pops up and it shows us how many homework you have submitted. So if you have submitted 5 homework, you will not get the certificate. You got to submit 6 homework for at the end of this class. So I would recommend you, please submit your homework regularly, right? And now this is the thing you're gonna get as I shared with you, right? So at the end of this course, we will find someone else who would be the best performer and we're gonna give you free IELTS course. Type in the chat box who'd like to take free IELTS course with Steve. Type in the chat box free IELTS. At the end of this course, we'll find out one person who is the best performer and would like to give free IELTS. So please type in the chat box free IELTS if you understand. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, a lot of people, they would like to get free IELTS. Okay, so my team is recording who would like to get free IELTS. Of course, you're gonna get it if you are the best performer. And also we're gonna have lots of announcements and lots of bonuses as well. And I'm sure you're gonna love it. Now, I'd like to share with you something. This is very, very important. Can you remember I asked you about the dream, right? So Nafisa shared with you. So I was born and brought up in a lower middle class family. My father was a high school teacher and my mother was a primary school teacher, right? And you can guess how much they would earn, right? What was our financial situation? But I had a dream. My dream was traveling from one city to another city, one country to another city. Can you please type in the chat box, what was my dream? Type in the chat box if you really understood me. So my dream was traveling around the world. That was my dream. And I didn't know how to do it, how I'm gonna manage it, right? But I had a dream and I believe in it and I just tried my best to do it. So what happened is when I finished my master's program from University of Chittagong, and then I came to Dhaka city and I joined an institution as a language teacher, right? And that time I was earning a lot of money and in Bangladeshi currency, and that was a lot of money really. But even though I didn't fulfill my dream was traveling around the world and do business, right? So that dream pushed me a lot. And then I was thinking myself, what should I do right now? And then one day I joined a seminar. And in that seminar, university representative, he gave a lot of information how to study in the UK, right? And after finishing the seminar, I picked up my phone from the pocket and I gave a call to my dad. And I said, I would like to study in the UK for my master's program. And he said, can we afford it? He didn't say I cannot afford it. He asked me, can we afford it? Please type in the chat box what I just said. My dad, he asked me, can we afford it? Just I'd like to see, type in the chat box. Yeah, that's the exact question he asked me, can we afford it, right? And I said, okay, don't worry about that. Can you please manage the deposit to the university? And once I get the deposit, then I'll fly to the UK and I'll manage everything. Then as per my plan, so my parents, they deposited the university money. I got the visa and I flew to the UK and I worked 20 hours per week during my study. And 3 months I worked full time. In summer vacation and Christmas day, Christmas month, December. And I saved some money and I paid the whole tuition fees, right? And this is how I fulfilled my dream. That was the one thing. And not I'm telling you to impress you, I'm telling you to impress upon you so that you can be influenced by my story, right? And once I finished my master's degree from Birmingham City University, I studied in international business. Then I moved to post-study work. It's called, in short, it's called PSW. Please type in the chat box if you understand what I just said. PSW. Yeah, so PSW. Type in the chat box PSW. That means post-study work. And that means once I finished my education, I can work full-time for 2 years, right? So there was full-time work permit for 2 years. And I worked so hard, I saved some money again. And then I moved to entrepreneur visa. That's called business visa. And last year, I just settled in the UK. I got my ILR. Type in the chat box ILR. ILR. So that means independent leave to remain, right? So that means in next year, I'll apply for my British passport. So this is how I got settled here. I think the story of mine is going to help you a lot to get the decision to make your plan and to study abroad and settle here and there, whether it's UK, US, or Canada, right? So is it helpful, the information I'm providing you? If it is helpful, please type in the chat box helpful. right? I'd like to see how many of you got my story very, very helpful. Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, so I'm glad I shared with you. So now I know a lot of you, I mean, probably you might be struggling financially, you might be struggling with English. Okay, by the way, you know, my English skill, when I studied in school, I failed in the test before SSC exam, before my matriculation, right? I failed in my test, and that didn't stop me, right? Because I had a dream to travel around the world, and that's why I keep pushing myself. So all I had was my commitment, and I see a lot of people, they are 100% committed, and whatever you're struggling is, you're gonna succeed as I did, and that's what I believe, right? So now my question is, are you really committed to fulfill your dream? Type in the chat box yes if you are. I'd like to see how many of you are really committed to fulfill your dream. Never ever give up, right? All you got to do, you need to be very consistent to your dream, and you got to work on it, and at the end you will get it, as I did, right? So yes, that's right, you got to be ready, right? So now I'm going to ask you another question. So let's say you're struggling is to get a very good score in IELTS, right? And you're struggling with your basic English, or might be you are struggling with the finance. And always, as my father suggested me, if you're struggling with something else, don't say I cannot. Instead of say how can I. Once you order your brain that how can I is going to give you a lot of information, and it's going to give you a lot of resources, and this is how you'll be benefited from these resources, right? So now type in the chat box, never give up. If you are committed to not to give up, type in the chat box, never give up. Okay, excellent, excellent. So that means you are really, 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 really committed. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okay, now I would say if you are not committed for this 6 days program, I would say you will not get benefited out of it, and I would recommend you to leave this program, leave this class, live class, because still there are a lot of people, they are waiting. So if you think I'm not committed for 6 days, then this training program, this 6 days speaking challenge is not for you. So I would like to see how many of you would like to take the challenge, and comment please, challenger. I'd like to see how many of you have taken the challenge and you'd like to go through the 6 days program and you're gonna change your life. Type in the chat box, challenger. Okay, so that means you have taken your challenge. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, okay. Okay, so now there are some instructions to continue this class. So always keep your mic muted, and please unmute your mic once I request you to unmute, and always follow the instruction. That's the thing I got to share with you. So instruction is keep your mic muted, and unmute yourself when I'm gonna ask you to unmute, and follow the instruction, right? So here you go. So class for home. So if you're a beginner, this class is for you. If you know the basic English, want to improve your fluency, this class is definitely for you. If you're scared of speaking, especially public speaking, this class is for you. And if you'd like to get a desired score in IELTS exam, especially in speaking, at the end of this course, you will see how much you have developed for speaking English. So these are the, if you are one of them, this is the class for you. So now we're gonna go, and this is my introduction. So, you know, my name is Hassan Habib, and I'm a CEO of Hasself Education, and I did my master's in international business from Birmingham City University, and I used to be a language teacher. Still I am a language teacher, I'm teaching you, right? So today's session, we're gonna share with you a few things. I definitely say you know all of it, but we're gonna learn it in the aspect of speaking. So how to use be verb in speaking, we're gonna learn it. First of all, we're gonna practice a lot, and if you know it very well, thank you, congratulations. All you got to do, you need to practice it so that you can use it. That's what we're gonna do. So can you please type in the chat box, what are the be verbs? Type in the chat box, please. I'd like to see what are the be verbs you know. Type in the chat box, please. What are the be verbs? Okay, be verbs. Okay, type in the chat box. Okay. 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 Okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Type in the chat box. What are the be verbs? By the way, just I'd like to say, this is the challenge I'm gonna give you. So you need to challenge yourself. So you got to donate 20 pound or 2000 taka or rupee to poor people or charity if you miss a class, and if you miss to submit homework daily, right? Do you agree? Please type in the chat box agree it if you agree, because if you don't take the challenge, you will not get benefit out of it. So that's why I'd like to ask you, how many of you are really agree to finish this course and get the benefit out of it? So the condition is, if you miss it, you got to pay to the poor people 20 pound equivalent to whatever your currency. So the condition is, if you miss a class, you got to do it. If you miss submit to homework daily, you got to do it as well, right? So dear challengers, now if you don't agree, I would say please leave this class right now. Okay, so who I said I don't have any money to donate. Okay, in that case, you have got two options. You got to attend 6 days speaking challenge, and you got to submit your homework. That's the option. And if you don't agree, you can leave the class right now, right? So these are the be verbs usually we know, right? So present is am, is, are, past is was, were, future is will be, right? Can you please type in the chat box as you see? Present, am, is, are, past, was, were, future will be. Type in the chat box as it is you are seeing on the screen. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to 60 seconds to type this. Okay, excellent. Okay, okay, excellent. So am, is, are, present, was, are, past, and future will be. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So this is how, right? This is how we can make a structure, and this structure we're gonna follow for 6 days, right? So subject plus verb, and as we are using be verb, so this is subject plus be verb. Can you please type in the chat box subject plus be verb? Just type in the chat box subject plus be verb. Excellent, excellent. Subject plus be verb. So these are the be verbs. Am, is, are for present form, was, are for past form, and future for will be, right? So now if I make a sentence, now this is how we need to make a sentence, right? If I make a sentence, so it's gonna be this. So see, using the present form, I mean, I'm making a sentence. So that's why I said, if you're a beginner, this is for you. So this is the beginning of this 6 days speaking challenge, and I would definitely recommend you, if you're a beginner, stick to it. Probably you will not understand a lot of things, but it's still, this is going to help you a lot. So I am, so if you say singular I, so you need to put an a. I am a student, I was a student, and I will be a student. These are the 3 sentences I can make from this structure. I am a student, I was a student, and I will be a student. For example, now please type in the chat box, I am a student. So for example, I'm a student of DBA, Doctor of Business Administration, right? I'm a student of DBA. So please type in the chat box who you are. Using the present form, give me a sentence. I'm a student of 6 days speaking challenge. I'm a student of hassle-free education. Type in the chat box. I'm a student of Dhaka University. I'm a student of Lahore University. I'm a student of Punjab University, whatever it is. Please type in the chat box using present form. Okay, excellent, excellent. So this is how you need to make a sentence. I'm a student of, okay, excellent, thank you. I'm a student of Metropolitan University, excellent. So now I would say I was a student of University of Chittagong, so, or I was a student of Ashokari Primary School. Type in the chat box. So what was the name of your primary school, right? I'm a student of, so sorry, I was a student of. So using the past form, please make a sentence. I was a student of. So, okay, thank you, well done. So using past form, please make a sentence. I was a student of. I was a student of Naranganj. Okay. I was a student of University of, okay. Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And next, I will be a student of, let's say, IELTS preparation course, or I'll be student of PhD. I'll be student of masters at University of Birmingham, whatever it is. I will be a student of. Please type in the chat box using will be, using future form, make a sentence. I will be a student of da da da. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Got it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I will be a student of IELTS program. Okay, excellent. So now if I make 3 sentences, I'll say I'm a student of DBA. I was a student of University of Chittagong, and I will be a student of PhD. These are the 3 sentences. So you can make the same or you can make it different. So now, if we make a lot of sentences, so we're gonna practice with I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony, right? This is how we're gonna practice a lot of sentences, and this is how we're gonna get fluency. In a minute, I'll give you opportunity to practice with me and all together, and this is how we're gonna develop our fluency. Are you ready? If you are ready, please type in the chat box ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to practice with us. Okay, excellent, excellent. So what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself, and you need to, okay, I'll unmute yourself, and all you got to do, you need to give me all the sentences, right? So now give me a minute. How we're gonna make sentence? So you're gonna make sentence like this. I'm a student. I was a student. I'll be a student. We were students. We are students. We were students. We'll be students. You are a student. You were a student. You will be a student. They are students. They were students. They will be students. He is a student. He was a student. He will be a student. She is a student. She was a student. She will be a student. Tony is a student. Tony was a student. Tony will be a student. So make sure we're gonna learn all the things. And if you are really beginner, so I need to explain to you. So if you see I, that means one person, so we need to add a. So I am a student. I was a student. I will be a student, right? You need to put a. And for we, so it's more than one person, so we shouldn't say a, we should say students. So we are students, we were students, we will be students. So here you, that means single person, you, only you, right? So you are a student, you were a student, you will be a student. And that second one, you, that means more than one, all of you, right? So you are students, you were students, you will be students. Next one is they, so it's more than one person, so they are students, they were students, they will be students. And he, so it's single person, so he is a student, he was a student, he will be student. So Tony is one person, so Tony is a student, Tony was a student, Tony will be a student. So did you understand the whole structure? If you understood, please type in the chat box understood. I'd like to see how many of you really understood the whole structure. Then we will practice a lot, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay, excellent. So type in the chat box understood. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So now this is how we're gonna make sentence. So again, I'm gonna share with you. So using I, we'll make 3 sentences. Using we, will make 3 sentences. So with each of the subject, we'll make 3 sentences, right? So I 3 sentences, we 3 sentences, you 3 sentences, they 3 sentences, he 3 sentences, she 3 sentences, it 3 sentences, Tony 3 sentences. This is how we're gonna practice. So I saw you are ready. So now I'm gonna unmute yourself. So all you got to do, you need to unmute yourself when I say unmute yourself. You need to just unmute yourself. So I'm gonna unmute yourself right now. So when you're gonna get a notification, unmute yourself, you need to click the mic button and you need to unmute yourself. And then I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go. Once I say go, you need to practice with me, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, one, go. This is start. I'm a student.
I'm a
I'm a
student.
student.
He is a
Student.
I was
student.
a
We are a
student.
student.
I will be a
For
student.
this student, I will be a
We
student.
are a
He is
student.
a student. She is a student. I will be a student. He is a
Okay.
student. You will be a student. He will be a student.
We
Tony
will be a
is a student. Tony
They
was
are
a student. He was a student. Tony will be a
student.
student.
He was a student.
they
Tony was a
They
student.
are students. They were. They will be students. He is a student.
he
He
was
will
a
be
student.
student.
He will be a
We
student.
were a student.
He will
Who
be a
will be a
student.
student?
Student.
She is a student.
She is a
He is a
student.
student.
She was.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this is how we need to practice. Stop there. Stop there. So now what I'm gonna do, I will give you a challenge. So you need to give me all the sentences using one breath. One breath. How many breaths? Type in the chat box. So take a big breath, and you need to make all the sentences using one breath. So this is the challenge I'm gonna give you right now. Challenger, are you ready to take the challenge? If you're ready, please type in the chat box. Yes, I'd like to see how many of you are really committed and ready to give me all the sentences using one breath. Okay, ready. So if you're ready, then I'm gonna unmute yourself again, and you need to give me all the sentences using one breath. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm a student.
I'm a student. I was a student.
I was a student.
I was a student. I'll be a student.
We are. We are a
This
student. You are a student.
he will be
You
a
are a student. Student. We will be student.
you are a student. We
You
will
are
be
a student. He will be.
you
You
are
are
a
a
student.
student.
You are a
You are a
they were a student. Student. They were a student. They will be a student. This
student. They will be student.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So the funny thing is, on my screen I can see a mic button. So if you speak, it's vibrating and it's shaking, right? And if you don't speak, it just keeps silent and it say muted, right? So there are a lot of people, you are not practicing with us, so that means you are wasting your time here. If you don't like to practice, I would say do something valuable. You shouldn't waste your time here. So if you practice more, you're gonna get your fluency. Why I'm using practicing with you when I tell you to practice, because the more I'm gonna practice, the better fluency I'm getting. So that's the only reason I'm practicing with you. So please make sure you unmute yourself and you practice all together, right? So now I'm gonna take you, here you go. So can you please write down your name using be verb? So give me a sentence how to express yourself, your name, using be verb. Type in the chat box. So how do you express your name? Okay, that's right. My name is Habib, or I am Habib. Okay, excellent. So you are using be verb, present form. I'm Ayub, excellent. I'm Monir, my name is, okay. So I am, my name is, okay, excellent. So I'd like to see everyone else comments. Please type in the chat box. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing that. So now the second one is hometown. For example, I am from Harlow. So where are you from? Your hometown. Type in the chat box your hometown, not country. Your hometown. So yeah, that's right. I'm from Sylhet. I'm from Dinajpur, Dhaka. Okay, excellent. So you know how to say where you are from. So okay, Rakib said I'm from Vola. Okay, by the way, I was a student of Vola Gop College, right? So second one is resident. So I'm a resident of UK. Please type in the chat box. So what's your residency? Type in the chat box. For example, okay, don't play shortcut. I don't like to play shortcut. Give me the full sentence, right? So if you'd like to be a fluent speaker, you got to speak more, you got to write more. So for me, I'm a resident of UK. So for yours, so what is your residence? Type in the chat box. So say I'm a resident of Bangladesh. Yeah, excellent. I'm resident of Pakistan. I'm resident of Dhaka. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And for me, I'm an entrepreneur, or you can say I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher profession. So what's your profession? Type in the chat box. What's your profession? I'm a student. Okay. Type in the chat box. What's your profession? Okay, don't go to the next one. Okay. Okay, so stay number 4. What's your profession? I'd like to see everyone else comments. And you know, the interesting thing is, you know, once you go to watching the football match, there are two type of people in the football match, right? One is a spectator, the other one is player. So do you know the meaning of a spectator? Please type in the chat box. Do you know the meaning of a spectator? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see if you know the meaning of a spectator. Type in the chat box if you know. Okay, that's right, viewers. A spectator means viewers. So in the football match, there are two types of people. One is a spectator or viewers, the other one is player, right? And in the 6 days speaking challenge, there are two type of people, right? One is a spectator, they don't do anything, they don't practice, they don't write, and the other one is player. So are you players or a spectator? You are challenger, so you got to be player. So I'd like to see you play 100%, you play full, no shortcut, don't be lazy, play full, right? Okay, number 5. So what's your father? For example, my father was a high school teacher. What's your father? Type in the chat box. What's your father? Type in the chat box. So give me the full sentence, don't play shortcut. Okay, my father is a farmer. Thank you, Muhammad. Thanks for sharing. My father was a businessman. Okay, my father was a government employer. Okay, excellent. Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see what your father does. What does your father do? Type in the chat box. Okay, next one is what's your mother? So if your mother stays home, that means homemaker. So type in the chat box, homemaker. So what's your mother? Okay, my mother is a teacher. Excellent. Okay, what's your mother? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see everyone else comment. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you, how many family members are there in your family? So your sentence should be like this: there are 7 members in my family. Type in the chat box. How many family members are there in your family? Okay, Isanur Rahman Saim, don't play shortcut, don't say 5. There are 5 members in my family. There are 5 members in my family. Okay, type in the chat box, please, the full sentence. Don't play shortcut, right? Don't play shortcut. Don't play shortcut. Okay, excellent. Now so would like to make a sentence about your primary school. So now I'm asking you, so which one was your primary school? For example, for me, I was a student of Ashokari Primary School. Type in the chat box. What's the name of your primary school? I was a student of Naranganj Gov Girls High School. Okay, excellent. Type in the chat box. Okay, excellent. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see the full sentence. I was a student of XYZ Primary School, XYZ University. So I was a student of University of Chittagong. Okay, so what's yours? Type in the chat box. Don't play shortcut, play full. Okay, the next one is hobby. My hobby is traveling. What's yours? What's your hobby? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see what's your hobby. My hobby is traveling. Okay, that's my dream as well. So my hobby is traveling. What's yours? Okay, and if you have got 2 hobbies, in that case, you should say my hobbies are traveling and teaching. So if you have got more than one, in that case, you need to say my hobbies are traveling and teaching. So what's yours? Type in the chat box. Okay, and future plan. Future plan is, my future plan is to help 1,200 students every year to speak English fluently. So what's your future plan? Type in the chat box. What's your future plan? Please type in the chat box. Yeah. Type in the chat box, please. Yep, type in the chat box, what's your future plan? Okay, okay, got it. I'd like to say everyone's comments. Please keep typing and don't play shortcut. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So now, you made a lot of sentences, and if I get it together, so these are the sentences you have said, right? So my name is Hassan Habib. I'm from Harlow Town, and I'm a resident of UK. I'm a teacher. My father was a high school teacher. My mother was a primary school teacher, and there are 7 members in my family. And I was a student of Ashokari Primary School. And my hobbies are traveling and teaching. And my future plan is to help 1,200 students to speak English fluently every year. So that's the presentation I have given to you. So now I'll ask you. Now I will ask you to unmute yourself and give a presentation. So we're gonna practice together, and you got to give me these 10 sentences using just one breath, right? Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box ready. Type in the chat box ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to give a presentation regarding this. So I'm gonna unmute yourself in a minute, and you got to give me these 10 sentences in a breath. Right? So in future, you don't have to struggle to introduce yourself in front of anybody else. So if you go for the job, you need to introduce yourself. If you go for the IELTS exam, you need to introduce yourself. So probably you don't need to tell everything else, whatever I have shown you on the screen, but it's still. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
My name is Muhammad Rahim Islam.
My name is
My name is Asmata Shemi. I'm from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
My
Now I'm a resident of Leeds.
My name
My mother is a homemaker.
Natatullah, I am from Dhaka.
I
Uh,
was a student of kindergarten.
my hobby is traveling.
Traveling student.
And is to be the best doctor.
and I go to London.
Yeah, school.
Listen, I am from Bangladesh. I
Six.
am a
My
resident
hobby
of
is
Bangladesh.
traveling. I
I
will
am a
be.
teacher. My father
I'm
my
my
future
future
plan, my
plan.
homemaker. We are from 4 members in my family. I was a
And I
student of primary high school. My hobby is gardening, and my future plan is to be a good person.
Rahim Islam. I'm from Jamalpur.
I'm
Today,
I'm
and
Arman Hussain. I am
from the government
from.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So can you please type in the chat box how many of you have done in one breath? Just type in the chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you have done one breath. Okay, someone is still speaking. Can you please mute yourself? Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that. Now I'm gonna give you this opportunity to speak again, and you need to give a presentation. But this time, I'd like to. This is all about the fluency, right? So you need to give me 10 sentences. Again, 10 sentences. That means 20 sentences in one breath. And this is how we're gonna practice. So how we're gonna do it? You're gonna start. Hi, my name is Hassan Habib. I'm from Harlow Town, and keep you speaking. Don't stop until you give the presentation twice. Are you ready? So how many times you need to give this presentation? Type in the chat box twice. Type in the chat box twice. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Type in the chat box twice. Don't stop. Just say, hey, my name is Hassan Habib, and keep going, keep going, keep going. Once you finish this, thanks for listening. Again, hi, my name is Hassan Habib, and this is how we need to practice. So are you ready? If you're ready, I'm gonna unmute yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna unmute yourself again. This time you need to give this presentation twice. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whom I am Rizwana Isha. I am
I'm a resident of Bangladesh.
I am a teacher. My father is a
job holder.
I'm a resident of Bangladesh.
There is
I'm a farmer. My mother is a homemaker. There are 4 people in my family. I was a student of primary school. My hobby is
Future plan is mathematician. Future plan is mathematician.
Aman Hussain. I am from Chicago. I am a resident of Bangladesh. I am a teacher. My father is a farmer. My mother is a homemaker. In my family, I was a student of Birmingham primary government primary school. I was a student of government primary school. My hobby.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for practicing with me. Right. So now this is the homework. And before the homework, I'm going to share with you why I'm inside the car, right? Who is interested to listen why I'm inside the car right now? Type in the chat box. It's me. Okay. So the reason I'm taking this class inside the car, because we have got a London office and just 2 minutes away walking distance from my office. And just I parked the car nearby. So in the office, there are 10 employees. They are working. They are talking over the phone and all the stuff. And I don't like to disappoint you, because once 10 people are working in the office, is a big office, is like 300 square feet, 350 square feet. So still, once 10 people are speaking, probably you will not be able to listen to me properly. That's why I came inside the car, right? This is all about you. This is not about me. I didn't like to, impress you showing my office, 10 people are working. The reason I came to this car is so that you can understand me and you can listen to me properly. So do you understand why I'm inside the car? If you really understood, please type in the chat box, I got it. I'd like to see how many of you really understood why I'm inside the car. And there is another reason why I'm inside the car. Why am I inside the car? Would you like to hear? Would you like to hear? So how many of you would like to hear? I'd like to see your comment as well. Okay, got it. Okay, can you remember I asked you about the dream, and I said my dream was traveling around the world. So that's another reason to show you what was my dream. And so when I came to this country, I was taking a lot of, okay, by the way, this is the important information for you as well. So if you'd like to study abroad and you got to settle here and all that stuff, very, very important is to learn driving, how to drive. If you drive, job is available for you. So please type in the chat box, I need to know how to drive. Or type in the chat box, driving. This is very, very important skill in the UK, US, and Canada, right? Please type in the chat box, driving. So if you don't know how to drive, you got to learn it from your country, because if you come here, you got to pay a lot of money for this. For an hour, you got to pay 20 pounds. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, right? So that's why I don't like to recommend you to learn the driving from here. If you do, you got to pay a lot of money. That's the first thing. So please learn driving as soon as possible. And the second thing is, as I shared with you, so once I came to this country, I started driving Toyota Corolla, and the second one was Honda Jazz, and the third one was Nissan Qashqai, and I had an accident and I got to change it. Then I bought a Volkswagen Passat, right? But whatever the car I was driving, my dream car was Range Rover, right? Have you heard about Range Rover? If you heard, please type in the chat box, Range Rover. Type in the chat box, Range Rover, if you heard about Range Rover, okay? So that was my dream car. I couldn't afford it. I didn't have that much money and all that stuff, but that was my dream car, right? When I was driving Volkswagen Passat, when I saw someone is driving Range Rover, I just started shouting, "Hey, Range Rover!" Right? But I couldn't afford it. But still, I didn't give up. Still, I didn't give up. I said, "Okay, Range Rover is my dream car. One day I'm gonna buy it." And guess what? The car I'm sitting inside the car. What is that car? It's Range Rover, right? So it's a nice car. I'd like to show you. That's the Range Rover, right? If you can see. So I'm not telling this Range Rover to impress you, but impress upon you. So if you've got a dream, if you can't afford it, that doesn't mean you cannot afford it in the future. Of course, as I shared with you, 2 years ago, I was telling myself, I'd like to drive Range Rover, Range Rover, Range Rover. And my wife, she became crazy. She said, "What? I mean, how many times you're telling me that you want to drive Range Rover?" I said, the reason I'm telling you this, I'm sharing it with you because I'm very much excited to run Range Rover. And this month on Eid day, so I got a Range Rover, right? So don't give up your dream. Stick to it, right? Okay, MD Shahab said Rolls Royce. That's a nice car as well, right? So if you have got a dream car, if you have got some sort of dream, don't give up. Work on it. So do you think I was sleeping at home and I was just dreaming about the Range Rover and I got the Range Rover? No, I worked tail off. I worked so hard, and this is how now I can afford Range Rover and I'm driving Range Rover, right? So never ever give up your dream. Please type in the chat box. Would you like to give up your dream? I'd like to see. I'd like to see how many. Type in the chat box. Would you like to give up your dream? Never, ever, never, ever, ever, right? So that's the thing you got to understand and you need to stick to it, right? So I don't like to take any more time because I got to go back to the office. So this is your homework, right? So you need to practice this presentation 10 times in front of the mirror. So you're going to stand in front of the mirror and you say, "Hey, my name is Hassan Habib, and I'd like to give a presentation. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Hassan Habib. I'm from Hollow Town, da, 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 da. You need to tell 10 sentences in one breath. So once you finish that, then you need to record your phone. So you need to hold your phone and you need to record it. Hey guys, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Hassan Habib, da, 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 da. And once you record it, then you need to submit to Facebook group. This is your first homework. You need to submit your Facebook group. And once you submit your Facebook group, and you need to watch 5 videos from your classmates. So you will see a lot of people, they will submit and just scroll down, scroll up and watch them. And once you watch them, and this is how you are learning as well, right? And lastly, I'd like to say, nothing gonna stop you what you want to be, what you want to become, whatever your dream is. The person can stop you is only you, only me. I have got a lot of dreams. Still, I'm working on it. I'm working so hard. And once I stop working on my dream, that means I stop myself. So no one can stop you. Whatever you are telling that my dad, my brother, I have got this problem, is bullshitting yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. Always take the responsibility, right? And once you take the responsibility, you can achieve it. So your first homework is to introduce yourself, and you need to practice it 10 times in front of the mirror. Record your phone video. I definitely recommend your video. If you are so shy, okay, go for audio, never mind. But I definitely recommend your video because this is a skill as well. I'm giving a presentation. This is my skill. I'm on video, right? When I started, I was feeling shy. Oh my God, 100 people will see my face and it's a bit dark inside the car, but it's still. So what I'm recommend you, do the video recording, recorded video, then upload to the homework on IELTS and Facebook, IELTS and Study in the UK. So this is the link. If you haven't joined it, I need to copy it and I'm gonna paste it. So if you haven't joined in the Facebook group yet, this is the link. All you got to do before leaving this group, just click here. It's gonna take you to the Facebook group, and you can submit your homework. So now we are about to finish this class today. Do you have any questions? Please type in the chat box. If you have got any questions, please type in the chat box. I'm going to answer your questions. Then we will finish the class. Any questions at all? So if you've got any questions, so next class topic, okay, that's the surprise. I'm going to give you next class. Can you get the video? Of course, is on the video. Nafisa, can you please paste the YouTube link here so that they can watch it time and again if they miss something? No questions for today. Okay, I love to follow you on Facebook. Okay, you can. So sometimes I go on live on Facebook as well from Hassle Free Education. So you can like and you can follow us as well. Hassle Free Education. If you go to YouTube or Facebook, you will find Hassle Free Education. Someone said I cannot record my homework. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, you will not get the certificate. So 2 conditions: you got to attend every day, 6 days class, and you need to submit 6 homework. Can I get the Word file? I'm not sure what are you gonna do with the Word file. It's always changing and it's a lot of mistakes over there because I'm changing here and there. So that's why I'm not willing to give anyone else. Hazra said, I can't hear your voice. Okay, in that case, please go to the YouTube and watch the video from there. I believe you can get it. Can I get audio recording? Of course you can. As I told you, I recommend to do the video recording, but if you are too shy, as I was, 10 years ago, you can do that, but try to record the video as well and put the homework inside the group. Okay, Nazmus said, you gave me a lot of inspiration. This is my responsibility, right? Someone inspired me a lot, motivated me a lot, and that's why I'm here today. One day, when I was in Dhaka city, I couldn't afford for my lunch, right? When I was training, I was having a training. I used to go to far away to have a bunch of bread and tea because I didn't have that much money to buy the lunch. So I'm here today running Range Rover, living in the UK. This is my dream car, dream country. I work on it. So this is my responsibility to motivate you, to inspire you so that you can do the same. Okay. Okay, now I have got a question for you. So how was today's class? Please type in the chat box. Was it excellent, outstanding, okay, or not useful? Type in the chat box. Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback. Thank you. So I don't like to take any more time. So see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, probably inside the car again. Saturday, Sunday, I'll take the class from home. There's gonna be a different environment. Anyway, I love you so much. You listened to me, you gave your time, and if I inspire you and if I can help you, that's gonna be so much, I would say, inspiration for me as well. So see you tomorrow. Until then, Allah Hafiz. Bye-bye.